would know 'twas day struck the first blow, the first provocation. Now come, be kind. This is a fine, convenient place.
Sir, if you don't let go of me, I'll call her!
You had best to call a witness to see how finely you treat me, do!
I'll cry murder, rape, or anything if you not instantly let me go!
A rape!
I think what we're trying to send out is that the language of this play, written by Aphra Behn in the 1670s, she was really one of the first people. She talked about slavery, she talked about violence against women. She was one of the first people to speak out about these problems before they were really considered to be problems by other people, And I think that, looking at this language now, it feels very modern, this idea of sort of degrees of rape and of how sort of people, this idea that women aren't safe on the streets. And these attitudes shouldn't seem modern in a 17th century play. It's much more that attitudes today remain archaic. And so we're really trying to spread as much awareness about that as we can and get people to think a little bit about their ideas towards women, their ideas towards rape, and their ideas towards violence in general.
Angelica!
Yes, traitor. Does not thy guilty blood run shivering through thy veins?
It's set in a carnival in Naples in the 17th century. It's full of jewels, full of sex, full of murder, full of violence. It's a really visceral, bloody piece, but it's also blackly comic, which is peculiar. It's about this man, Wilmore. He is a cavalier. He is working for Charles II. He comes to this town of Naples. He tries to blow his way through. He tries to sleep with as many women as he can. He tries to, he gets from everyone from the nuns to the prostitutes. But at the end of the day, they turn the tables on him, and he realizes that he can't get away with everything.
Well, then there's an end to a proper handsome fellow that... my name's Felix, and I'm playing a character called Wilmore. He is the Rover of the title, and he arrives in this city of Naples in the 17th century, ready to have fun. He's the captain of a ship, and he's out looking to enjoy himself during the carnival. At the time, they had an idea of what rape was. They had that word, but it seems very much more to have been a violation of a lady of good standing, some of the upper classes. So the idea that you could rape someone who was a working class person didn't occur to them. And that is slightly put to page by some of the things certain people say in the play.
I'm Camilla Whitehill. I'm playing Angelica, the courtesan. In my scene, I'm confronting Wilmore, who has vowed love to me, slept with me, and then completely broke his vows with another woman. I've turned up with a gun, and I'm threatening to kill him for it. Solomon made me know my richest treasure being lost, my honour, all the remaining... I think it's very relatable to modern audiences. I think most women know what it's like to be let down by a man. And she is a very modern character in the sense that she is very powerful in so many ways, but she gets let down by this guy, and it really ruins her, and I think that's something that completely still resonates today.
Playing on the street in Camden, you'd think taking something from centuries ago and putting a modern context on it would be simple. It's not. There's a reason it is set the way it is, but it was a very much worthwhile experience, to say the least. The reactions of people and the way they didn't react in the way I expected at all. They almost became quite frightened of it and wanted to back away. But probably because of the context of the scene being quite violent and unpleasant. It's human instinct.
Wicked man on hand me!
Oh!
What was most interesting for me was to see the people's reaction as they went down the street. How some people seemed to be worried, how some people seemed to be engaged, how some people seemed to be, how it seemed to make them feel awkward or uncomfortable. I thought it was fascinating watching the audience's reaction, and I think that the actors just did such a great job. I was really proud of them.
Natalie's amazing. I love Natalie. She's really young, and I think that really helps. It's a classical play, so it could be so stuffy and boring, and she's not going to let it be like that because she is a young director, and she's a woman, which I think is incredibly important for this play. First ever successful female playwright. I think it's only right a female should direct it because it's incredibly driven by women's issues, and I think, not that a man couldn't direct it, but I think it's very important that a young woman is directing it. looking forward to?
With Pell Mell Theatre Company, we've been running for just over a year now. This is going to be our third show at the new Diorama Theatre, which I'm an associate director there, so that's kind of our home. We live in Camden. This is going to be part of the Camden Fringe Festival. It's our second show with them. What we really try to do is we try to take old texts that either aren't being looked at too much anymore or have almost become too popular and people have stopped really understanding them. We try and present them in a new way, in a way that makes them seem relevant and contemporary to modern audiences, trying to bring in as many new types of audiences to theatre who wouldn't normally go, and to that. And we're also now, we're really sort of through the Rover, we're really going to start doing more work, particularly looking at the position of women in society, looking at sort of sexual violence and sexual politics.
Would not the incense and rich sacrifice which blind devotion offered my altar had fallen to thee, why wouldst thou then destroy my fancied power?
By heaven, thou art
So we've got the support of Rape Crisis UK and also Slut Walk UK, two of the most important charities right now for women in the UK. And I think what we're really trying to do here is we're trying to spread the word about the work that they do and how important it is. And so we've been handing out flyers for them today, a flyer that they put together for us specially. And also we will be collecting for those charities at several of our performances in August.
I must, like cheerful birds, sing in every grove and perch on every bough, billing the next kind she that comes to meet me.
Thou wert in earnest. So mean a thought of me would turn my race to scorn, and I should pity thee and give thee live to live. Which, for the public safety of our sex and my own private injury, I dare not do. Prepare!